Hello, everyone. This is Casper doing a bonus episode today. I'm going to show you a little bit about something I chose to do as a farming strategy. Now, I don't typically do these because I'm not a great farmer. I'm not a great strategy user. One of the things that I oppose the most is to look up what the current meta is for farming and then just do that. I typically like to find my own little path as to what I like to farm. At the end of the day, this is a game. If you're not having fun with it, don't play it. I'm a staunch believer in that. So typically, just because you're making X amount of divs, or I'm making 30 divs an hour or whatever, and but you're playing content that is terrible for you, or you just don't like it, just do what makes what's fun for you. And for me particularly, I like Beyond, and I'm starting to like Breach. Right, I like those two content. I've tried early on in this league Ritual. I've tried Delirium. My character can do them both. I don't have any problem doing them. It's just like when you do Delirium, and because of the work I do and everything I do, I have a pretty beefy computer. Even with my computer that's $10,000 and up and throughout the years, it still gets bugged out with Delirium. I have a 3080. I haven't upgraded in a while, obviously, but it's still kind of like I can play it. I still stay at like 20 FPS, 30 FPS, but the fact that the screen looks like it's catching a seizure, it's just like no fun. I don't like playing like that. I like to see everything. So I don't like that doing that. So I kind of was digging around and I saw someone had this atlas tree. Now, obviously, I'm going to share this atlas tree during the description below. But there's a one that kind of combines Breach and Beyond together. Now, technically, I didn't know this was possible. Now, you may say, "Oh, how did you not know all these hours? How many hours you played?" I didn't know. Typically, I do one or the other. I didn't know you can combine Beyond with Breach. So I kind of was like, wow, that's actually pretty cool. Like combine both strategies. And they even said, well, if you want to make it more spicier, you can just add Delirium on top of that. Now, I have not tested this Atlas map. This would be the first recording and a first attempt at it. I did spin a div in the strategy. Now, you want to say, you're asking me, oh, the investment to start this as a div. No, necessarily. I just kind of went the harder way. So kind of this wraps starts here, hits the first breach node, grabs all of them, comes on this side and grabs this breach. For you don't know, Chayula is a great farming, and it sells really well when you get the breach stones. This is why it's going to go to Chayula. Jumps over here, grabs the first Delirium, and this is just to make sure that we have Delirium in the maps, right? For those who don't know, Delirium just makes shit drop more, right? Because it increases the difficulty, but it also makes drop rates much higher. I am missing one passive here because I haven't found that map that I need to do. It's a unique map. Endless Tide, we don't want beyond bosses. We just want more things to kill, right? Especially in the breaches. This is why we choose Endless Tide. Scent of Blood across, more demons, more drop rates. Again, no bosses. We don't want bosses. We just want more things to kill. Here we get the div cards because for those of you who don't know, div cards sell pretty good, especially the ones that drop at this situation. Increase explicit modifiers per map quant. For those of you who don't know, map quant is scarce this league. It is really difficult to get map quant. So you gotta try to get map quant as much as possible. Now, does this make this a little harder for your maps? It does. So you may need to tone this up and down depending on your build and how beefy it is. Otherworldly effects, breaches in your maps at 20% monster density, of course, no brainer, right? More things to kill. Now, Shadow of Hunger. and Eater of World Atlas. For those who don't know, for any farming strategy, you need Eater of Worlds altars. Eater of World will spawn altars in which allow you to up the quant on your maps. Okay, and this will just, if you get 4, 5, 6, 7 different altars throughout your map, that will dramatically increase the amount of drops you get. Okay. So this is within your grabs again, more breach stones, right? Breach stones you can sell for a really nice price, or you can run it. I don't suggest you running them unless you have a specific goal in mind. Like Shayula's are really good for gaining experience, but it's what are you trying to achieve, right? Right now, at the point of my build, anything I need is about 50 divs and up. So I need to at least farm strategically with something that allows me to get a little bit more money. Breaches in your maps close 30% slower. Of course, the reason why you want this is because you want more time to kill things, right? As you're going around in the perimeter of the breach, you want as much time as possible to really get as much of those hands and get those splinters. But that's pretty much the tree. It's a pretty simple tree. Typically, this is completely opposite of what I would do. I love ambush, I love strong boxes, and I love shrines. And this one completely ignores all of that. So it's a little bit of a heart rake to do this for myself. But I really wanted to, and I see here 6 div an hour. So it claims that you could do 6 div an hour, right? And I'm gonna test this in this recording. Now, what we're probably gonna do is that I'm probably gonna run it. I'll pause the recording and I come back after an hour and then let you guys see. And I have Exile, Wealthy Exile up so you can track. So so the 3, and they suggested a few scarabs for this. I keep saying they because I did not save the video I saw, and I can't remember who it was. So I do have to apologize for that. I kind of caught it last night on a whim. Oh wait. YouTuber. Let me see if this is it. No, this is not it. Sorry, I don't want to show. No, this is not it. Okay, I found him. Ronarray. Ronarray, and I'll share his YouTube channel in the description below to give him some credit. Again, I'm not here to make the most money. This is not the goal. The goal is to just use as little bit of currency as possible to make some currency. As you can tell on the screen, I don't have no money. I have 1 div. 19, and actually had 2. I used one of the divs to roll my maps, because I rolled them. I didn't buy them. Well, technically, I did buy the Mesa map tier 16 because I haven't unlocked my 3rd Voidstone either. Maven, I've tried Maven 3 times, and that memory game is kicking my ass. So yeah, don't judge me. So I bought the Mesa maps, which is 10 of them. I wanted to run 10. Now, could I run more? I don't know. I don't know how many I can do in an hour, honestly. So I just bought 10 just for good measure. I bought 10 of each. So the 3 scarabs that he suggests to get is splintering, which of course you see is more breach splinters, breach scarabs, right? You see that, and lordship, right? To make sure there's a breach lord. Now, breach lords, if you don't understand, breach lords will drop an immense amount of splinters. So I think this one combined with the first one will start to really rack up the numbers. What else? And that's pretty much it. There is another expensive scarab to make this much better, but as you can see, I don't have my 6 slot, so because I haven't killed Maven, so I chose not to. So I'm just gonna go with another 4 breaches, and then part of that is also running this little node right here. So this one, as you can see, I haven't tried it this league, but this one charges you about 4 chaos. Now this combined with the scarabs and everything else will net you allegedly 6 divs an hour. Again, I haven't tried it. So we gotta try this out to see what it works out. I can already assume that I'm not gonna, based on what I've spent so far, I'm not gonna lose. Right? I only spent about 1 div on this. I rolled my own maps, and that's the only reason why I only have 19 chaos left from the 160 or whatever chaos that I got. I spent a little more than that. I think I spent at least a div, honestly, because I did spend some of my own other chaoses on stuff before this recording. So, as you can see, most of my maps are about 100 quant, 30 pack size. Again, you have to do this based on what your build can and cannot do. Don't try to go crazy. If you can't complete the map, it's as good as wasting it. Sure. Alright, this is not part of the recording, but let me just trade this dude this axe. Apparently he wants it. I learned this the hard way, not to be cheap with my chaos runes, chaos orbs, even if you're broke, right? Which I am. But it's better to have a map that you can run than a map that you cannot run and you're just trying to make a quick buck with it, because you're gonna end up happy. You're gonna die. You're gonna lose experience. It's just gonna not be great for you. So keep that in mind. So I rolled them. Some of these it took me a little bit to roll. I'm not gonna lie to you. Some of these were very stubborn to get me, and you can see some of them not even 100. I had to like stop at 94 because I'm like, I already spent like 20 divs just rolling this one map. Others I got really lucky. I got it on the first, second. So on average, if you used to buy these maps similarly to how I have it, right? You use a regex, you go and you roll maps, and then you try to buy them bulk. You're gonna spend around 10 to 12 chaos a map. Now, if you don't have that kind of cash, you might as well just roll them yourself. If you cannot roll them 100, settle at least 80. Mid to high 80s with at least a 25 or more pack size. Okay, if you shoot for those, you're still gonna bank a bit of money. You're not probably gonna hit the maximum of your farming strategy, but it'll be pretty decent. So that's pretty much it. I don't think I'm forgetting anything, honestly. So what we're probably gonna do is we're gonna probably pause the recording here. I'm gonna run these for the next hour or so until I'm pretty much I've finished all of them, and then I will report back as to where we're currently at when it comes to our earnings. I'm hoping to make at least a couple divs, I'm hoping. Now the divs are not gonna be raw divs. For those you don't know, the divs are probably gonna be in like miscellaneous currencies that you can sell and make some kind of cash with it. So keep that in mind. With that in mind, we'll be right back. All right, here we are back. Let me turn this fan off. Apologies, guys. Okay. All right. So here we are at our final map. I don't think I've been doing this for about an hour. I think maybe it might be a little bit about an hour and a half, give or take. I died on average about 2 times per map. On average. Sometimes I wouldn't die. Hopefully I don't die on this last one. So far, I can't complain. The strategy has been working so much. I've gotten 2 fortunates. I think that those 3-4 cards that I've gotten have single-handedly paid for the entire strategy. It is somewhat some getting used to. Um, Doing the delirium along with the altars is definitely worth it. However, it is a little difficult. I'm not gonna lie, delirium is not easy, as you can tell. Trying the best I can. Sometimes the type of enemies that you get are not like trying to let you live. Um, the hardest thing about all this, honestly, has been looting. Um, and then trying to hit these altars while um, knowing. See, you know what I mean? Nope. So I did screw up the first map. I forgot to choose breach option on the map atlas. So that did diminish a little bit about the overall stuff that I was gonna get. I still got a little bit left because I did have the scarabs. Um, what else? I did screw up another map. I got one altar thinking that, oh, I can do this, and boy was I wrong. It was the altar debuff of, for every endurance charge that I had, it was negative 11 percent of recovery, of life and recovery. And at first it wasn't as bad, um, but as I ramped up, and I got 7 altogether, as I ramped up my endurance charges, it was just exponentially. I could not leech enough life from everything in order to be able to sustain some health and fight. So I would just, melt basically. So had to scrap that. I just couldn't finish it. Got a little bit of popcorn from that, but it wasn't bad. So as you can see, if you think your computer can handle this kind of, you know, craziness, then yeah, this may not be, bad for you. I think the hardest thing about this is just the variety of creatures that you are going to get. You need to make sure that you're hitting these grass pans as much as possible. As you can see, I am not really looting before the map because I'm not as fast as I should be. I'm trying to take advantage of the delirium while it's still up. That way I can, and I'm not doing extra content honestly. For this test, I chose not to. Oh, that might be good. I'm choosing not to do any of the extra content until after the boss. Until shit. See what I mean? Like every now and then, you just something just comes out of nowhere. So I'm choosing not to do the extra content specifically so I can just be able to get an accurate count of how well is the strategy gonna work, is it gonna work, and how much is the reward for doing it. I'm definitely going to do this back with Coughy whenever he gets back from vacation, just to see how much more can we push this. There is definitely further that you can push this. There's with the additional map slot that I don't have, you can add the other breach, what you call it, scarab. So let's see, pretty good. So I will see loot later. So delivering is done. I still have a few more. I have about 3, maybe 2 more. I think, yeah, 2 more. I haven't been really lucky with the altars, honestly. Haven't gotten any really good ones that I can say and be like, oh, okay, 2 bosses. There you go. Let's go. Sometimes you gotta just dart back and forth so you don't get hit and bombarded by too many. That's the art of Bane melee. Melee is not all about taking hits. Okay, guys. Sometimes you gotta dodge. Okay. Anything else up here? Oh, okay. Let's just hit this one. And I'm pretty tanky, honestly. The fact that these things hit me as hard as they do is even that in itself is pretty alarming. Okay, the boss is not over here. Okay, he goes. So each of these breach stones should spawn at least one boss due to the scarab. So it's these fucking things are cracked out. God damn. These fucking things. Holy shit. Soul Eater is not fun to play against when it comes to Deliverance and Breach and beyond. Holy shit. I've had to run away from some of those mobs. Because, you know, it just is so many enemies that they're soaking up that it just makes them a blur in the screen. They're like the Flash. If even that's a fair comparison, honestly, I don't think the Flash is faster than them. But yeah, so let me pop this last one. So there's a few enemies when you put it too. Okay, that's pretty good. It's been pretty lucky. No Fortune has dropped. Divination card has dropped right now. So I couldn't show you guys, but I'll show you back when I get to the base, the old hideout, whatever, base, whatever you want to call it. As you can see, the enemies are abundant. This, I would have probably leveled. If I wasn't dying as much as I was dying, I would have probably leveled. And I'm not level 95. The density and the it is juicy. I think with the fact that I don't have my upgrades of certain things, I haven't been able to my range is limited. However, I am a ranged. I had this conversation with Coughy earlier. He said, "Hey, could you like switch skills because you know your range is kind of like limited?" And I'm like, "Yeah, no shit, I'm a fucking melee. Not supposed to like clear the entire map with projectiles. That's not my build. But due to the fact that I don't have that, I also have a lot more tankiness than typical projectile builds. Now, could I go meta and go Lightning Strike, Slayer? Of course I could. But I don't want to go meta. Like that's not like I like this build. Sometimes it's not even about being strong-hearted. It's just about playing what you know, playing with what you enjoy. Like I said, this is cleaning up after I'm done is probably the most hardest part about this whole entire process. So you may ask, oh, why don't you pick it up in the same time? Okay, so I play with controller, right? And for those of you may or may not know, picking up shit with controller is not the easiest thing in the world. You have very little control over where shit goes. Like right here, look, I'm trying to pick this up. I can't. I don't know where the fuck it is. I'm assuming it's over here. So I'm gonna pick up all this shit over here. And sometimes I've had to sacrifice certain things because I don't have no portals. Like right here, see? This thing is too far. These three things are going to be in that pack over there. But because they're too far, I can't. So sometimes what I have to do is this. I have to reset the loot that's on the floor. So I have to burn a portal. This is why I wait till after I'm done. If I pick them up in the same time I'm killing, guess what? I'm not killing fast enough and I'm not moving through the map fast enough. So this may not be the most optimal way of farming, right? So this might be killing my div per hour, but that's okay. This is what works for me. If you can manage one chaos, what the fuck? If I wasn't recording, I would probably give it to him. I try to be a Samaritan. If you can manage to pick everything up, or either using controller or keyboard, mouse, whatever, as you're still managing to kill everything, then do that, and you're gonna net, you know, more divs than I am, honestly. But you know, I'm doing the best I can with what I have. I don't particularly like playing with mouse and keyboard, as you have heard in previous episodes. Like the carpet tunnel when it comes to playing this game for a couple of hours, man, it's fucking serious. Uh, if you're above 30 and you've been playing video games, PC games as much as I have, you have to be careful with that kind of shit. So controller has allowed me to, at the very least, keep my um, wrist in a neutral position while still. I think that's about it. Okay, so let's go back. Keep my wrist in a neutral position. Okay, so this shit looks crazy, right? Yeah, I know. So of course, and as I'm picking up the actual loot, I'm picking up garbage. Um, and the reason why that is because I have very little control over uh, where this shit goes. So I'm gonna clean this up. All right. So these are two stash tabs that we have. Right. I have this one and I have that one. This is from all thing. As you can see right there, real quick, I have a few breach stones already completed. Right. And these go for about 20 a pop. See, this is a little less. How much is this one? Oh, that's tools. I have a Chayula somewhere. Where is it? That's offs. Soft is, not that much. Um, and where's the cards? Divine. See, fortunate. I have about 3 or 4 of these. Um, so I will fix this up, clean this up, and I'll come back after a quick pause. That way you guys can at least see what's actually worth and what's not worth. Okay? So bear with me for 1 second. All right, we're back. It took me a little bit longer than I expected. It took me about half an hour. And I organized everything so far, so you can see. I could price check everything. So form this flame. Based on these rolls and based on everything else, it might be worth about 60 to 240. So on average, maybe 1 div. This might be worth. This is a tier 5 one-handed sword. Probably not. It's probably garbage. This is the big one right here. A spine bow with a tier 1 cold damage. Now, for those of you who are out there using bows and crafting, this is maybe worth a really good amount, right? Depending on the crafter, depending on the mod. As you see, if I highlight this, boom, 100 divs. So we will see if I can sell this for even remotely half that price. This alone has way over excelled the strategy. But this is probably a lucky find. This armor with haste, vision, 5. Like I said, 3 of these divine. They're about 20 each, so that's 60 divine right there. I mean 60 divine, 60 chaos. I'm not doing my math, right? I'm not doing my math. 5. Poor Joys is roughly 8. And this, element 2 is about, I want to be modest, 30. What is this circlet? 1 div. Okay, I'll put that up there. Apparently, that is worth something. Okay. I picked up a few of these breach rings, not on purpose, just because I couldn't click the actual item that I needed. These are hard as hell to sell. I don't know anyone who uses these, but yeah, I'm gonna have to look this up later to see what kind of stats go well. Minion damage, large 8. I don't know if this is worth anything. No, over damage over time. 5, medium. Nope, not worth anything. A large 8 with fizz damage. Looks like about 10. I'll put that up there, 10. Attack damage. 8 large? Nope. Increase damage to hits and ailments. No, this is not worth shit. No, no, no. Spell damage. This is probably a good one. Nope, apparently not. A penance brand, that's 21. Nope, ain't worth shit. This cluster jewel. Let's see. Gotta wait the one div. All right, boom. All right, so I think with the 1, 2, 3. All right, so we about 3 divs right now. Now I got 10 maps. This is supposed to be a 5 to 6 div strategy per hour. And I did about an hour and a half because my slow ass can't pick up the stuff as fast enough. Now, that's the items that I got. This is the loot. Now, alright, so some of these scares are going to be worth a good amount. I know that for a fact. The problem is searching which one it is. Hidden compartments? No. Let me see if I know about divinity. No. Warlords? Okay, this is 12, looks like. Titanic, Harbinger, Regency. This is 15, looks like decent. Nope. I saw one. Came up with my loot filter like, whoa. Maybe not. Maybe my loot filter is probably outdated. I should probably update it then. I'll probably take a look at these. This one came up as good. I don't know. Maybe my loot filter is old. The breach stones, which is the big thing. 11, 11, 11. Shayula's is 80. Okay. So Shayula's is 80. That's pretty. I'm kind of upset that I only got one Shayula, honestly. I feel like I should have gotten more. This is 20. Ash. 20. Jobs is 11. Alright. Delivering orbs. 3, 5. 5, 5. A similar Akram is 20. Forbidden Tomes, this level should be about 10 to 15, give or take. This Delivering Orb, garbage. I guess no one's fossil crafting this league. I got some miscellaneous. This is not worth a div. Oh, this is worth a div actually. Oh no, 50. All right, so 50. This this ain't worth shit. Let me see. Mythic Orb. These. Nope, nothing. Exalted. Okay, these are worth a little bit. I think the biggest problem out of this whole thing is I'm gonna have to try to sell all this shit. All right, there it is. Did we meet the star show for the 5 to 6 div? I think it's fair to say with this bow alone, we probably did it. I may not be able to sell this bow for 100 divs like this dude. I'll have to double check that. But I may be able to sell it for a good amount of divs. So this bow alone has allowed us to think. But if we take this bow out of the equation and we calculate this, I think it's safe to say, based on what I've spent, and I've spent maybe 200 div. I mean 200 chaos. And the reason why is because I had to redo my atlas. So I had to kind of like buy a few more makings. So I had to buy that. I had to buy the maps, roll the maps, and then buy the components. But outside of that, I think I spent about 1 div, if at that. And I think this is worth it. I think I'm gonna continue doing this a few more times. Like I said, I had to scrap two of the maps, so this could have potentially been a little bit higher. But I'm not mad at this result so far. I'm really not. Like I'm pretty sure I can sell some of these for a good decent amount. Maybe I'll make a follow-up video, maybe a short showing some of you know what how much I actually made. Um, but if some of these sell exactly what they're worth, yeah, I think I'll be breaking even, honestly. So I'm pretty excited about that. Did I'm really excited about this bow. If I can really sell that bow for a good amount, oh, that's gonna be great. But yeah, there it is. This is the breach. Um, what is it? Breach, Beyond, and Delirium. Uh, strategy. Definitely worth it, at least for a cheap way of getting some dudes and getting some play. But this is only the result of 10 maps. This is ain't hundreds of maps, so if you multiply this by maybe 20 maps, maybe two divs worth. I mean, you're not gonna find a farming strategy that costs you two divs or one div to like establish, right? You're not gonna find that. I could have went cheaper with this and just the yellow and go, like out and go, right? I probably would have gotten some of these results that I've gotten. I probably would have gotten 3-0. But if you're kind of like short on money to invest, then all you could have done is just bought the maps. And I did Mesa. For those of you maybe wondering so far, what map I did is Mesa because they dropped the Fortunate card, the div card, which I think for my 10 maps, I got 3 cards. That's a pretty good drop rate for a card. Um, so I think for the low investment and the return of what you get, this is a pretty good start. Like you could have done this with zero to no to little investment and still got what you need. I think the unfortunate part of the Mesa is a lower tier map. So unless you buy tier 16 and you know or you have your 3 Void Stones, which I think after this I'm gonna definitely get a carry to get me my Maven. I'm gonna try it again, but I feel like I'm losing money at this point. Um, because I'm having a lot of trouble. I guess because I'm melee or whatever, trying to get to her. I can't shoot her from the other side of the map. And it's a little annoying. But I think my damage is good. It's just the beams they cut my regen. And for those of you who fought Maven, you already know what I'm talking about. But overall, it's great. The one thing I'll say, looking at the gold, not as much gold as I thought. Honestly, I thought by the end of these 10 maps, I would at least had like 200,000 gold. Got 100,000. It's not bad. I'm not complaining. 10 maps, 100,000 gold is a pretty good amount. But for the content that I was running and the amount of enemies that I was fighting, I felt like I should have gotten more. But, that's about it. I think currency gold is not going to be here to stay, so that's that. But yeah, thank you guys for checking us out. Looking forward to Coughy coming back and running this with an Aura bot and seeing how much more juice we can add to this. I'm definitely going to add more juice to it as far as get that 6 slot and then put the next Scarab in there. That may really make it really great. So thank you so much for hanging out. Wish you guys the best and keep farming out there, keep playing, keep having fun. All right, have a good one, guys.